Okay, so let's talk about Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, its post-credit scene, and where do we go from here? So if you haven't already checked out our ending explain, we will have that up as well if you want to go check it out, where we talk more about the ending and everything overall. Here we are just talking about the post-credit scene, which I think sets up so much for the MCU and what's coming next, especially with the Kang Dynasty, which is just exciting to me. But before we get any further into that, I want to ask you a favor. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We are on the road to 30,000 subscribers. We are about less than 4,000 away from that, so super excited to get to that. But let's go ahead and get started with this post-credit scene, and we'll talk about both of them actually. So at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, we actually saw that Kang the Conqueror had been seemingly defeated, right? Well, the thing is, you have to realize with Kang the Conqueror is that he had other variants out there. We learned this in Loki, and now we know that there are a ton because at the end of the post-credit scene, we see a couple of his variants speaking about what is going on with the Avengers in 616, how they're sort of tapping into the multiverse, and this might not be such a good thing for them to do, and so they are waging a sort of war, I feel, against the Avengers and Earth 616 because they feel that they are too much into this multiverse thing and might mess things up. And then we see a slew, like 1,000 million probably, Kang the Conqueror variants are appearing and ready to go and fight. And I think that this was one of the most silly in a good way scenes we've ever seen from Marvel, where we see all of these Jonathan Majors appearing as Kang the Conqueror, ready to go wreak havoc on Earth, and I'm excited for this. So what does this all mean? So as we know, in Earth 616, which is where we see our Avengers, they are currently sort of messing too much with time, the multiverse, and all of that. And we saw it in Loki season 1, and we will see it in Loki season 2 because the other post-credit scene that we see at the end of this is a Kang variant talking to a crowd where Loki is there, and nobody knows who this is, but Loki deep down knows who this is. So it's setting up that Loki season 2 will in fact be focusing on Kang as well, which I'm excited to see. And Jonathan Majors is just everywhere now. Creed 3 and also Magazine Dreams later this year, which is just exciting to see him have such a great career because I think he is such a great actor and such a force to be seen. Now, as Kang the Conqueror, however, we will be seeing him return in Kang Dynasty, where we will be having the Avengers go up against him and all of his variants, it seems, which is exciting news because I thought that in the Ant-Man and the Quantumania movie, we would actually see this Kang be sort of the main Kang that we would have to face off against. It seems that this is the one that all of the other variants had exiled. So could there be another one they have maybe exiled beforehand? We don't know, but it seems that there is sort of a war that's going to brew between Kangs and also the Avengers. Now, I am so excited for this because this means that we are going to see many different variants of Kang, and of course, Kang is very much so connected to the Fantastic Four, with Reed Richards being a descendant ancestor of Kang as well. So that definitely is going to lead us into that pathway as we get into the Fantastic Four, which we just heard recently is going to start sharing more news and updates about it, as well as that casting process that will soon be happening, according to Kevin Feige. So Kang is very much so our entryway into the Fantastic Four, and I feel as well the X-Men, which is going to be interesting because Deadpool 3 is rumored already to have a couple of cameos from other X-Men. So I think all of these universes colliding is just fun setup for what comes next. And that was one of the critiques I think Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania got, was that it was too much setup, but at the end of the day, I knew it was going to be set up. We all knew it was going to be set up because that's exactly what the MCU is. It's sort of episodic in a way. And it does take away at the end of the day from it being its own movie. I feel it doesn't work as a standalone Ant-Man movie, in my opinion, as well. And at the end of the day, I think that's from cramming too many things into the movie as well. MODOK, I think, was such a great addition here because I just don't understand how MODOK would ever work or be intimidating for some people. And I think the way they made him in this one, it worked in that sense. But we're definitely going to get these Kangs coming, I feel, not at the beginning, I feel, trying to start a war or anything with the Avengers, but sort of teaching them, like, hey, you don't want to mess with these things because we exiled one of these guys because of this, and you're sort of breaking and making all of these other ones sort of appear you don't want to mess with the wrong one. And I think that's exactly how it's going to go in Kang Dynasty. But of course, the wrong one is going to appear at a point, and I think that that is where things are going to get tricky for the Avengers, and I'm excited to see all of that be played out in the next movie, which is Kang Dynasty. But overall, also the setup for Loki 2 Season 2 is very exciting, seeing the Kang variant there, because I wasn't sure if Loki Season 2 was going to focus on that. Of course, Season 1 did end off with the Kang statue being poised up, so I wonder if this Kang that we see in Loki Season 2 might be the big bad that we're going to have for Kang Dynasty, and is sort of trying to push his methods and his way of thinking into people, as we see him like in the 1800s giving a lecture, sort of something like that. So we know that Kang is able to go back in time, forward in time, and all of this with his weapons that he has brought from the distant future, which of course are no match for the times that he goes into. And that's why he's able to be a conqueror, because he has this very high tech that nobody else has with the civilizations that he goes to visit. So I think that this Kang is sort of trying to indoctrinate people into sort of worshiping Kang in a way as time progresses, and this is his elaborate plan that we might see him try to do in Loki Season 2, which Loki might be trying to stop, but I don't think Loki will be able to stop this at all, and we might just see this sort of bleed into Kang Dynasty, which is going to be the next Avengers film. After that, we have Secret Wars, which I'm curious to see if that will in fact be due to a correlation with Kang Dynasty, which we will talk about that theory in another video. But for now, that's just our quick thoughts and opinions on Kang Dynasty, as well as that post-credit scene for Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions on that post-credit scene, what you think about it, and all of that. Like I said, I thought it was a little silly and goofy, but in a good way. It just shows you how insane this Kang Dynasty movie is going to be, and it's very quirky at the end of the day as well. But overall, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. But as always, that's going to do it for me. Like I said, if you haven't already watched any of our other videos, go check it out. We just did a video on Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey ending and everything that happens in that movie. So if you haven't watched the movie, you want to know what happens, go check out that video. Also, we do have some more shorts and stuff coming out. We will be doing more posts, as well as things on TikTok and Twitter and Instagram. So make sure you're following us on all those sites. It will be provided at the end of the video. But as always, that's going to do it for me. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure the notification bell is turned on. We are on the road to 30,000 subscribers. Less than 4,000 to go to get to that goal. And we're excited to get to that goal. As always, I'll see all of you next time. Stay safe. Stay positive. Hey, if you haven't already, make sure you are subscribed to our channel. Make sure you check us out on Twitter, all of our other social media, TikTok, all that, Instagram, as well as our website, www.cultureelixir.com, where we post more of our articles and all of that. And we really would appreciate all the help we can get, as we are trying to continuously grow our channel as well as our social media presence. So thank you again for tuning in, and we will have some more videos for you on Marvel, horror, and all the things you love. So stay tuned for that. As always, stay safe, stay positive.